Good afternoon. Welcome to our Governmental Affairs Full Committee meeting. I'm going to ask before we get started if Representative Gullett will open us in prayer.
Thank you. Bow your heads. Father God, thank you so much for this day. Thank you for the beautiful weather and the health of this committee and of all the members here. Give us the strength and the wisdom to make decisions in your name and under your guidance through your hand. Bless all of those here and bless this committee. In your name we pray, amen.
Thank you. Thank you. We have a couple of bills we're going to hear today. If Senator Ginn, if you will come, we're going to have a hearing of your bill, if you'll come forward.
How are you, Chairman Taylor and members of the committee? I bring to y'all LC 470764, Senate Bill 95. It's what we like to call a good government bill. One of the things that we learned in this pandemic is we all don't have to be face-to-face and doing everything right there in front of each other, and there's other ways to do it. One of the problems that we learned is that there's a little quirk in the law that we know that you know, your city council meeting or your county commission meeting can be done remotely, and we know all of our state business can be done this way, but we don't know about certain things like, hey, there's a planning and zoning hearing, or there's an authority meeting, or there's something along those lines. And what this bill does is to clarify it so that we can have those meetings remotely or virtually, as a lot of people like to say. One of the things that we want to do in this piece of legislation is make sure that the public's included and that they would have full access to that virtual meeting or to participate in that meeting. And since I look on the screen and I see my ugly mug up there, said I'm kind of worried about who all's watching. So, Chairman, I believe y'all have a similar piece of legislation that came over from the House to the Senate. Said I'm going to call on my friends at ACCG and GMA if they want to address anything in the legislation. I think there was a change that y'all made before it came to us, and you know, I think they're good with that change. One of the things we're just trying to clarify the law so that we can move the wheels of progress forward in our state. And this is one way that we can do it virtually, as they say.
Does anyone in the committee have any questions for the author of the bill? What's your number? There you go. Chairman Lumsden.
Again, good to have you here with us today.
Thank you, Representative Lowson.
I believe the bill that you're referencing to is House Bill 92, which I had passed. It's over on your side to be considered, I think, next week. But the bill, as I understand it, we made some changes that you referenced, and we're the nature of the language in the bill uses the term agency, which as defined permits local governments to be able to use this, as well as state agencies to be able to use this process. And that's sort of where I understand that the change that we made, we were trying to narrow the scope to make sure that we were clear that this was just to be used in emergency situations.
Yes, sir, that's exactly right.
But with that change in the language, we have heard from the governor's office, and so they've got some issues with that language. So right now we're just trying to clarify exactly what it is they're concerned about in regard to the language. So we're sort of in a holding pattern with that.
Well, you know, since the governor's one of those people that decide how long I get to do this job, said because he is a member in the 47th Senate District, said I'd like to keep him there, said and if y'all see fit to come to terms on what the language should be, you know, I'm amenable to what y'all want to do.
Very good. I just wanted to put that on the record to make sure that, you know, we've got two parallel bills and there are some minor changes that have been made, and we're just waiting for some direction on how that language should best read.
Perhaps so we can talk to one of his the learned attorneys, Mr. Dove, who's also grew up in the 47th District. So
very good. We
want you good to have that.
We want you to please your constituents.
Thank you.
Are there any other questions? I think number 15, did you have a question?
No, I cleared
Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you. We appreciate it. When we get this clarification, we will let you know.
Thank you,
Thank
Chairman
thank you
Taylor.
so much. We appreciate it.
Appreciate y'all letting me
Thank you.
come.
Okay, we have another House bill that we're going to be hearing. Let's see. Senator Robertson. Let's see if he's on his way. Does anyone know? Let's see.
Is
Yes,
this,
sir.
my question is this identical language? Did yours clear the house? I can't remember.
Okay, let's see. Would you? Okay, what's your number? 6.
6.
Okay, please go right ahead for the senator. Will you be carrying this for the senator?
I will.
Okay, thank you. Go
One of
forward.
one of our bills is going to go through. So either this one on his will come through our side, or we'll finish ours over there. It's identical language to the alarm, battery alarm fence systems that we have to protect your property. And what this does is just standardizes it for the cities so that they know whether to clarify this as an alarm system or an electric fence system, and gets rid of the variance problems that cities are having in order to protect, for property owners to protect their property. We did pass this out of the House, came through this subcommittee, the full committee as well. It is identical language though.
Okay, we have a question for you.
I just have another comment, Madam Chair. My only problem is on line 25 where it says not exceeding 12 volts. I'd like to add another 0 to that, and make it 120, so you can knock these criminals and thugs off of these places.
Yeah, if you touch 12 volts, it's gonna get you off of that fence, but it's not gonna hurt you. And as well, as part of this, it's an alarm system. So as soon as you touch it, it pulses, you'll let go, and the police will be dispatched as an alarm call.
Okay, I believe we have on our Zoom Representative Nguyen. Do you have a question?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I know that we've had this bill in committee before on the House side, both this year and last year. And I'm trying to recall, there was some discussion about trying to not preempt some of the local ordinances that are already on the table. So just for clarification, this particular version of the bill. You can't hear me, Madam Chair?
Okay, Representative Nguyen, I'm not sure if you're still there.
I'm still here. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now. Thank you. You have a question?
Oh, sorry, Madam Chair. I was just going to say, I know that we've seen different iterations of this bill in committee this year and last year. And at one point, there was some discussion on trying to preserve some of the local ordinances that are already in place that would conflict with this bill. Does this version do that, or is it just preemption for everything that's already on the table?
I don't know if I honestly understand your question. Yeah, I don't know.
There were some counties that have ordinances already in place concerning electric fences. And last year when this bill came up, I believe we had some discussion on adding some language so that those counties and municipalities that already have restrictions, it wouldn't conflict with their restrictions. It was sort of like a grandfather clause so that we wouldn't be preempting things that are already on the books.
Yeah. So I don't know. I know GMA and ACCG are neutral to the legislation. There's no grandfathering in that I know of, but I haven't heard of a city. I don't think any cities that I know of, and GMA can speak to it, have reached out related to this bill in any way. And ACCG, I don't know of any counties that's reached out in any way.
Thank you.
Are there other questions anyone has? I will tell you the author of the bill is on his way. He's almost here. Oh, he's on Zoom? Okay, there. I'm sorry. If you would like to speak, Senator Robertson?
Yes, ma'am. Ms. Chair, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes, ma'am. And I appreciate Representative Gullett for speaking onto the bill. And I apologize for being late. I was in another House committee meeting presenting another piece of legislation. But to the representative's question, our understanding is that those that represent the municipalities have said that they were neutral on this. The primary reason why was because that all we're doing is recognizing these types of fences as part of the existing security systems. When these large warehouses and commercial industrial parks purchase these systems, they have the option of adding the fences to the system. And so we're just considering it all one product instead of separating it. When law enforcement responds to the alarm systems out here, they are connected and they are very innocuous as far as the danger. We use many more products on a daily basis and products to save lives that carry a lot higher amount of electricity through them than these electric fences. And I'm comfortable to answer any questions related to the product or to the motive of the legislation.
Are there any questions? I don't see any questions at this time.
Is this a hearing only or is this a,
We will take a vote on this at
Okay.
the appropriate time. I will ask for a motion.
make the motion?
Okay, we have a motion and a do pass. We have a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
No.
No.
Okay. All right, let's take a count. I'm sure it's passed, but all those in favor, raise your hand. And let's see how many on the Zoom. You would say aye. And those opposed, go ahead.
No.
No.
4, the motion passes.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
You're quite welcome. You're on to rules really for this one. I would ask, Senator, again, you're still here. Do you know who is going to be carrying your bill in the House?
Yes, ma'am. I had been your honorable committee member there. Representative Gullett would be carrying the legislation.
Thank you.
Yes,
Senator
ma'am.
again?
I'd love for Representative Lumsden to carry since he's really the mastermind.
Okay. Thank you. If we have no further business, we are adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.